Western Illinois head coach Dr. Eric Johnson. First year for Western Illinois in the OVC for men's soccer. Been with the program since 1997. Coach, just talk about general thoughts for your team heading into the 2024 season.
Yeah, the team is very excited about the prospect of playing some teams that we haven't played before, and then there's a couple good rivalries already within the OVC that we have. So we're excited about the change, and there's some schools I've never played at. So I've never been at Houston Christian, Incarnate Word, or Liberty, and we haven't played Lindenwood away, so that's going to be new. And yeah, we're just trying to get prepared for it with our pre-conference games, and looking forward to meeting all these people on their own turf and at our place.
You said rivalries, so that's something I wanted to ask you about. And when you're in the Summit League, I knew you all there for a while, so you had some rivalries. Now you mentioned too, you've got some geographical rivals now too. But what's it going to be like to make some rivals with the teams you've never played before too, as you just referenced?
Yeah, so some of the coaches I know, like I know Tiki Lara because he was at Eastern Illinois before he went to Incarnate Word. So that's I think we've already traded shirts. So I sent him a Western shirt. He sent me an Incarnate Word shirt so I could wear that to practice the day before we play him. And Eastern Illinois has been a long time rival, and just because who they are and where we are. But Liberty, I've never been to Lynchburg, and I know the coach from many years ago when we were both working with Olympic development programs. So it'd be fun to see him again. And yeah, it's going to be new, but it's exciting. Looking forward to it.
As it relates to your team specifically, what's one thing about your team that you're most looking forward to this season?
We have a huge incoming class, and so we've been practicing here since last week, and there's 13 new players. So getting to know them, and then having them fit in with our returning guys, and just how we do things and how we operate, and what we stand for as a team and a program. So that's been really good, and we're really excited about these guys. They've done really well, and looking forward to seeing them in a real game, which will be here pretty soon next week at Grand Canyon.
You referenced that, we referenced that you've been at Western for a while. Now that when you're putting together a roster now, sometimes you know the spots you're going to have open, sometimes you don't know. Now, how did you go about putting this roster together and finding those missing pieces you needed?
Yeah, so some of these players I've known for a couple of years that came in, and then and we specifically were recruiting their position, and they fit in well. Some of them were players we saw as more versatile that could play several positions. But yeah, we looked at who was leaving, and try to fill out some people that could play out wide, and some people that could play center back. We brought 2 keepers in. So yeah, definitely by position, but also by the quality that they bring, whether it's technical skill, athletic ability, being a good teammate. All those things are important.
I know it's still preseason, but does your team have an identity yet? So like, what would your style? What kind of style will this team have this year?
Style. So style is dependent upon the opponent, right? And I think that we would prefer to be called a technical and athletic team. But there's going to be a mixture, in some games, and it depends on what the other team gives us. If we can play over top, we're going to play over top. If we can play east and west, we'll do that. And I think we have the versatility to do both. So hopefully our style is the winning style, right? And that we can win some games this year.
Are there some players to highlight that or you think will be difference makers for your squad this year?
Yeah, I think Jimmy Bars, who has come a long way. He came as a transfer from a junior college last year, and it takes a while sometimes for guys to get acclimated to the competitive schedule that Division I is, and not having any easy games. And he had a really good spring. He plays in center of mid. He can boss the game. from where he is. Very technical player. He's good size. He can score. He defends. I think he's kind of the engine right now, and the guys look to him to allow us to play between the lines. So he's an important player. And then we have two returning goalkeepers. We have Yusu Owenendo, who came to us last year and was the starter for the entire year. And then we picked up a transfer last spring, Micah Ramirez. And he's done really well. So those two are battling it out for the starting position. They both could have an impact on us defensively. They're great shot stoppers. They can play with their feet. They're important as well. So the back line is going to be new, but we have two freshmen doing well, Levi Swearingen and Ben Graham. I think they'll probably make an impact in the back line. And then Marco Cresta is returning from injury. He missed the entire year last year, and he's one of our local Chicago guys that had a really good freshman year. So we're looking forward to that. Then the rest of them, they're all trying to prove themselves. So hopefully our younger guys can find ways to create scoring chances. And we've got to find the back of the net. Last year we were good defensively. We were pretty poor at in scoring, and that has an impact on whether you win or not.
Tell us a little about your non-conference schedule and how you're hoping that prepares your team once you get into the conference play.
Yeah, so we've been playing in region for years since COVID, and this schedule was put together. We're fortunate enough to be able to add some games out of region against teams that we haven't played, and it's brought a competitive atmosphere to our training sessions, because we're not going to take 30 guys on those trips, but we're going to go to Gonzaga and Spokane early to play Gonzaga, and I think those are good quality opponents. Obviously, it's tough to travel and play, but the guys are excited about those. And then we have some games in Indianapolis with Butler and IUPUI. We got a couple home games from local schools around us in the area. So I think just the number of games we have to prepare for the 10-game OVC schedule will get us fit and solve all the problems that we know we're going to have in terms of depth and who's going to be best in what position.
If there was one thing that would take this season for your team to do this season to put you in title contention at the end, what's the one thing your team would have to do?
I don't think you can say one thing, but scoring goals is really critical. I think we're a good defensive unit already. I think the next thing is our freshmen have to gain that experience in the first part of the season, and then have the confidence, because we've won a couple, that they can go and compete with anyone in the OVC.
Well, Coach, that's perfect. We appreciate your time this afternoon, and just best of luck to you and your squad as we enter the 2024 season.
Yep. Thanks for your time. Sorry I was a little late today.